television show. What are you doing? Oh yeah, he said, I'm supposed to be the star of the show. Why are you not waiting for me? Okay, well, I've been at the Mirage for a while. Yeah, well, that's good. Well, I'll see you at rehearsal in a little while. I probably should go. Go to the convention center and you'll see me with a bunch of lights on me. I'll point you to the stage. It's that way.
Right over there.
Yep.
So, how's it going? Yeah.
Good to see
Okay,
you.
I got to run, Suavecito.
Area 51.
Bye.
Yeah, Area 51, huh? Critters.
I have lots of stories from Area 51.
Tony is a smoking guitar player, and if you come to the party at Photoshop World tomorrow night, you know. Okay, can I tell you about that real quick?
By the way, he's also a great subject.
He is. He's good. He's got a lot of character. He's great to shoot. A lot of people will be photographing the band when we play.
But tell us about tomorrow night. When you see
So
Tony
tomorrow night, not only are we going to see Tony though, but there's some other. We're going to do an instructor jam session. So after we play and we do a set or so, we could play a couple more songs. We invite the instructors. So many instructors are musicians. And Sam Haddix, who's a Kelby 1 instructor, he is a really good guitar player.
By the way, you saw the note from the boss over there, right?
No. Oh yeah, I did. I did.
Making sure.
You know who else? Frank Dorhoff, smoking guitar player. Now Frank hadn't played in years. He just had stopped because I didn't know Frank was a really good guitar player. He sent me a video of him playing from years ago. I'm like, dude, you got to go up and jam. Well, Frank wasn't going to do it. We went to my hotel room. I had 2 guitars. I have an amp in my home room. I have an amp right over there in my room. Anyway, and we got in there and we started playing and all. And Frank's like, I don't know if I'm going to do it. Like, yeah, you got to do it. He gets up there. All I've gotten from Frank for a solid year are pictures of his new guitars, his new amps, everything I get from Frank. Frank used to talk to me about lighting and photography and lighting ratios and gear. All he does. I haven't seen a single email or a tweet from Frank that is not about guitar. I imagine he is going to destroy it. Mark Heaps, one of our instructors, is a really good bass player, so we'll have a lot of people coming up and jamming. And Jefferson Graham from USA Today is coming. He's going to be jamming with us, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We're excited. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Haley Greer is going to be. Moose, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll catch you guys after the break.
Image restoration has always been one of the most rewarding things you can do in Photoshop, because it's not just, like fixing a tear, it's more fixing a memory, and then you present it to either a family member or a client and they just look at it and their eyes fill with tears or whatever it is. It's just, of anything I've done in Photoshop, it's by far the most rewarding. In this course, you'll learn how to deal with many of the common problems like faded black and white photographs, faded color, tears, rips, unwanted elements like tape and writing. We'll even talk about how to deal with missing body parts. If you need to fix someone's face or replace a hand, you can just borrow it from another photograph. Back in the old days, many photographs were tiny like this, so the challenge is, how on earth do you take something like this and turn it into an 8x10 photograph? So we'll talk about how to calculate the correct resolution so it's easy to take a small photograph and make it big. It's definitely a skill that takes some time to learn and really get good at it. And once you do, then it becomes a skill you can share with other people and repair the photographs for other families and help them restore their memories as well. Generations to come will look at these photographs and go, wow, that was taken in 1902 and it looks pretty darn good. If you want to learn key techniques to bring life back into old photos, please join me for my new class on image restoration, only on Kelby1.com.
I found that there are common questions that come up in how to start a sports photography business. Not just how to take the pictures, but how to do the business of it in order to get published and hopefully make a career out of it and be paid. And we'd bring an audience in and they would ask their questions, I will answer them, and we will see if we can get to the bottom of how to make a living in sports photography. I think what the audience will get out of this class is a better understanding of sort of the progressions from shooting like youth to high school to college to the pros, and then actually starting to use some lighting as well and move into the commercial sector of the industry. There's a repetitive pathway in all of this that I think will be very valuable to people in learning how to better conduct their business or even start a business in sports photography. Come join me at my new class on Kelby1.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Guess who's joined us? Kaylee Greer. Hi, Kaylee.
It's like instructor roulette over here.
It's instructor
And you know
roulette.
what you just got? The most colorful one.
I did. Boom. We are so glad to have
So
you
I'm
here.
so happy to be here.
You are the greatest dog photographer in the world,
Oh, God,
period.
thank you.
And everybody knows it. I'm not the first person to say this, but your stuff is so good. You know what's funny is anytime anybody takes a great dog picture now, they go, does this look like Kaylee's? Does this look like one of hers? And I'm always like, it's close.
That's so kind.
You know who did an amazing job? And she said she learned 1,000%. In fact, you got to see her. You guys know Kathy Porupski.
Yeah.
Kathy's never really been on the show, though, has she?
Like
Kathy
around
comes and
here
watch, but
somewhere.
she works
around here.
she works the show here, and she's wonderful, and she is just amazing. She showed me a shot, and she said this was totally from watching your class, and she took it with her phone, and I swear. It looked like she just went and watched your class.
That's
it was
brilliant.
great, and on an iPhone, I was pretty impressed.
I appreciate that so much. That's so cool.
But she even said, "Look what I learned from Kaylee," and I'm like, "Dang!"
that, right
I kept
on.
asking her all kinds of questions. Now wait, you took that with your phone? Where did you take that? Where did you get the dog and all? Because she's a dog whisperer too.
Yeah.
She's really got a
beautiful
connection
little
with
dog.
dogs. Yeah.
Also, you do. Don't you have a new dog?
We have a super mega dog.
A super
I'm
mega
serious.
dog.
I
The
kid you
best
not.
kind of dog.
We've got the coolest dog in the world. It is the dog that made me a dog person. So we've
Yeah.
had Maggie the Wonder Dog, and Maggie's very nice.
Yeah.
But in reality, we realize now that Maggie is a cat.
Sure.
Maggie does, cause she'll kind of ignore you, and she'll let you pet her sometimes and sometimes not. And Maggie just kind of, this
Maggie
dog,
just bees.
and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, we'll be at the house, and let's just say that we need something. We'll tell Maki, her name's Maki. Maki will get in the car, drive to CVS, get us the things we need, and drive back to the house. That dog is so well trained. Now, I give Calibra the credit.
Yeah,
She really worked with
yeah.
this dog. Now, this dog does have the greatest temperament.
Yeah.
And she loves Calibra, like she hugs Calibra like a little boy would hug her. Like, no, she's it's a female dog. She will climb up on her and just hug her and just love her and just it is the sweetest thing. I mean, they look like mother and
Oh
daughter.
my gosh, get out of here. I
It is
love
the
it.
sweetest
I love
thing.
It. You're coming over to the dark side. You're dog people
And now I'm like, everywhere I see a dog, I'm like, ooh, dog. And my wife's like, this dog turns you into a dog person.
I love that. That's brilliant.
All right, so tell me
Speaking of dogs.
Speaking of dogs, since you are like the queen of dogness.
Of dogs.
So did you do a pre-con today?
No,
Or-
I didn't actually. No, just because it's 112 degrees outside.
Come on. Is it really
I
though?
know.
It's a dry heat.
Well, that's what they
it's
say.
so dry. You wouldn't even know. It's
We
dry.
just discovered, like, logistically, with that many dogs as we needed to be out in the heat. And
Yeah, no,
intense
you
heat
did
like
the right
this,
thing.
It was like a little bit of a challenge.
It's kind of hot, yeah.
Yeah, we did a couple years ago, about 3 years ago when we were in Vegas. That was my first Photoshop World ever. That was incredible. And we did do a pre-con then, but we had to drive like about 2 hours out to like the mountains.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we could get the altitude
Yeah,
to get the cooler
yeah.
air. So it was people spent a lot of time in the bus.
4 hours in a bus. Yeah, it's good times.
So we decided to really like hit it hard at Photoshop World Orlando with the pre-con, and then at this.
Yeah, and you had a great one.
Oh, it was awesome.
Your group shot from Orlando of everybody lined up with
was
all the
awesome.
dogs, and it was great.
Well, the coolest part is the fact that we were able to use shelter dogs. So it's dogs that
Oh,
really
yeah.
needed, they needed the images and the marketing. So we were able to donate all that, and really, I think that was
That
really
is
special
great.
for everybody because we were able to make a tangible difference in those dogs' lives.
Yeah, you
and,
did.
And them and ours. Is that what I meant to say? They made a difference in our lives too. The dogs, yes.
All right, so what are you teaching here at Photoshop World?
I have 3 classes. I have the secrets to capturing the best dog photos ever, which is tomorrow evening, 5:15. I'm very excited about that. That just kind of is me sharing all like the tips and tricks that I've gathered over the last 10 years of photographing dogs professionally, and kind of sharing those best ones to really teach you how to take better photos of your own dog, if that's all you want to do, or your neighbor's dog, or if you want to become a professional dog photographer. And then I'm teaching a class on social media, which is new, and I'm really excited about that. I feel like the power of social media in photography is absolutely unprecedented, and that 99% of photographers walking around don't even begin to harness the power of that.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I think that you're a brilliant testament to the power of social media. I mean, let's even be a little bit meta and say what we're doing right now is broadcast on social media.
Sure it is.
And
This is broadcasting live right now on
Right.
Facebook.
So I mean,
Yeah.
it's a really amazing way to connect with people and just kind of, we have friends. We have so many background friends. I love that. think it's really important. So I share all the kind of the tools that I use within social media, especially Facebook and Instagram, to where I think that you can connect with your audience and really build a brand. And then the last class is called Forget You Ever Heard the Word Impossible. And it's about what I kind of think it takes to break through the noise of the busy photography industry and to make it, essentially. However you define make it, but really to fulfill yourself creatively and hopefully financially, right? That's the goal.
Right.
A lot of people want to become professional full-time photographers. So it's about kind of a little bit about my story and then about the things that I think it really takes and the things that I feel like I don't see as often as I could. Anyway, it's just a little peek into my colorful brain. That's what all that
and it is
stuff
a colorful one. That's great that you're sharing all of that stuff. That is amazing. Hey, I was reading an article today. I read a lot of articles.
You're fancy.
And that's one of my...
When do you have time?
On
Like writing
planes,
books?
on freaking planes. No, but I read a really interesting article, and it was about an influencer and how she gets paid on just strictly on Instagram. And you guys have heard me talk about how important just Instagram is in general. But she kind of revealed what the pay is for an influencer.
Sure.
And so what she said, and they went through this whole big thing, was it's about $100 per 10,000 followers.
Interesting.
And so, once you have 10,000 followers, you're getting posts that you're paying $1,000. People are paying $1,000 to $1,500, and she's getting between $1,500 and $2,000 a post. Now, hers is a post and a story.
Okay.
So she's doing a post and a story, but she's like, she's and she didn't have a tremendous amount of followers, but she had a reasonable amount.
Yeah.
And but what's interesting to me is that people are considering themselves influencers when they have 20,000 or 30,000.
Yeah.
But here's why this is interesting. So my wife has an Instagram account for the dogs.
Yeah, that's right.
That was
I follow
called
the
that was
dogs.
called Maggie and Maki,
Yeah.
and she's getting companies coming out of the woodwork. Will you use our food? We'll send you a year's supply. We'll do this and she has, I think, 1,000 followers.
Right,
And
right.
people are coming out of the woodwork, and I'm like, I got like 140,000. No one's called me for anything. It's okay because I wouldn't do it. I'm not going to do an influencer program because Erik is my influence.
Yeah, I'm an influencer.
So it's like, he's a bad influence. He drugged Nando. Did you hear Nando almost got arrested last night? That's true.
I heard something about Area 51.
Yeah,
but
that's
I
pretty
missed
much
the
it.
bulk
Bad,
of
it's bad.
The juicy part of the story. Oh gosh. But
Anyway.
it's interesting to see how the big brands are changing kind of their marketing streams and their revenues going into these brand new places, and that's why I think right now social media is more important than ever. And I have had experiences myself with brands paying for me to post certain things.
Right.
And I wouldn't consider myself like insanely well followed. I have like about 70,000 on Instagram, but I mean that doesn't even compare to this guy right here.
Yeah.
So it's really about the quality of the followers and the engagement
I
level.
agree. Yeah, if
You
they're
know?
really
What it's a lot
engaged.
about is
Yeah.
people want, especially marketers, it's almost like we're getting into this micro-influencer where, these people that have like less than 100,000,
Exactly.
what they found is those people have way more engaged
Yes,
followings.
exactly.
Right.
So if I can get in front of somebody who then has engaged following, well, that's what these marketers are liking, and that's why they're reaching out
Yep.
to these people.
Right, yeah, exactly. It's really kind of a new, I think we're in a renaissance of new information and when it comes to marketing and advertising, everything's changing so much and it's just so important to be open to it. I think social media can be scary to a lot of people and it's overwhelming and it feels like a lot to keep up with. So that's kind of what that one class is about, kind of how to tackle that in a non-intimidating way,
Well, I think the
What
other
clothes
thing
are
that's
falling?
interesting about that, and I think this is true with especially with people that they have this social media following in that realm, is a lot of times they won't just do a post because they want to do a post. They got to believe in the post too, or believe in the product. And that's the difference with, if you see an ad on Facebook or you see something,
Right.
like you're just paying to have that ad out there.
Right,
so I'm seeing
exactly.
it. If somebody's getting behind it, it's kind of like that with us a lot of times with sponsors. Like if we don't like the product, we're not going to go
no!
promote the
If I don't
product.
use the product, I'm not going to
exactly.
promote it. Yeah,
just,
if it's,
I'm not going to tell somebody else to go buy
no,
that,
no.
I don't know,
Because-
plug-in or something if I
Yeah,
don't
exactly,
use it.
exactly.
Because you know what? In social media, trust is so important. Literally, trust is so important, and if you breach that trust with your followers, they're not going to. You've lost any goodwill that you've created.
And that's what people
Exactly.
know,
Right.
because they know that. It's kind of, that's where it's kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah. hey, I just saw Kathy Perupsky for a fleeting moment. She just, I was going to try to get her attention, but she was gone.
She's just floating
over
by.
there with some models.
I also saw my band come through. They went right in. They went right. I don't know where they're going because isn't the stage there?
Yeah, it is. It's over there.
It's over there, and they went like. By the way, for those of you who have been to Photoshop World in Las Vegas, and Kaylee and Erik can tell you, is we're at the Mirage. So we've been for 10 years. We were at the Mandalay Bay, and the Mandalay Bay was great to us. I don't want to complain about the Mandalay Bay, but I will tell you what the number one complaint was: where the hotel is versus where the convention center was.
Yeah.
Depending on where we were in the convention center, because they have a large convention center, could be anywhere from 15 to 22-minute walk.
A couple miles.
Like
You had to come down from your room.
Yeah,
you
it was
had
a
to
long
go
walk.
through the whole casino.
Yeah.
Through the
Then you had
food
to
court.
go through the food area. Then you had to go through the convention center.
And then another
to get
food
to the
court.
convention.
Then the
Yeah.
second food court.
Yeah.
Then
Second
then
food
you'd have to go sometimes up an escalator, turn, go up another escalator, turn, and then go all the way back. And it was just crazy. Now here at the Mirage, Erik and I, when we were here earlier doing like a site
Yeah,
inspection.
because we toured a lot of properties because we were looking for something that had that.
Yeah,
that
we want
feel.
that because when we're in Orlando, it is such we're all together in one space, and we have the whole place. And like you come down the escalator or the elevator, and you open your doors, and you're in Photoshop World. That's the way this is. It is
It's
1
hard
minute.
to find in Vegas, which we found.
I can imagine.
How far is it from the elevator, the guest elevator, to here?
2 minutes and 30 seconds
To here,
Yeah.
but it's to the front of the convention center
There's
where
a
the
minute
classes
and
are 1 minute and 30, 1 minute and 40, something like that.
Yeah.
It's so close together, and it's just a whole different thing for
We
us.
did time it. We did time it.
And the area that we're doing this now will be used for photo shoots for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
We have some, I'm not going to tell you what they are, but some really cool photo
Really
shoots that
cool.
people, that everybody will be able to participate in. We'll have it all lit. I'm going to be lighting it tonight.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of fun things. All right.
We do have some prizes here.
Ooh, we have some
gotta-
prize
we gotta
winners.
give away.
All right,
So
here we
got
go.
those are the
We have prize
prizes.
winners.
And here's the prizes.
Here we go.
So,
Moose
Moose's book.
Peterson's book, Taken. And if you don't win it, you can of course go get one at Amazon or Barnes and Noble or wherever awesome books are sold. Goes to Steve Wiley. So Steve,
All right, Steve.
has
Yay,
won
Steve.
the.
Oh,
All
I
right,
love that.
Steve's here and he's going to get his book. All right, there you go.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
All
And
right.
then the landscape book goes to
Landscape book.
Robert Norris.
Robert?
The fix is in Robert Norris.
Robert Norris.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert. We know everyone is winning. This is the sad. It feels fixed, but it's not. How you doing, Robert? Good to see you, buddy. The flash book goes to Violetto Paloma. That's a great Violetto. You got a great name. I mispronounced it horribly. What a great name. And the Photoshop T-shirt goes to Alan Brandon.
Oh, Alan.
All right, Alan.
That's one of our
We know,
community leaders
we
over
know
there.
everybody that's winning. It's so rigged. This is rigged,
It's so
Kaylee.
rigged. I can
This is
see all these
rigged.
secrets written down
This
on
is
here.
so, I'm surprised Erik didn't win something.
It was rigged. Why did
This
that
is
win?
rigged.
Yeah, I was about to
This
say.
is so rigged.
I'm still
Well,
waiting for
guys,
my
we got to
prize.
wrap up the show in honor. This has been a lot of fun. I know that we're going to get to see some of you here at Photoshop World, and we're very excited about that. And I want to thanks to our crew. Our crew has to bring a whole rig and set up all this stuff just to do this episode. It is a ton of work, and we're very grateful. So thanks.
And they're taking this stuff and then they move it over to the keynote because we are broadcasting the keynote.
Yeah. Oh,
tomorrow.
we're streaming the keynote. So Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time, we will be broadcasting the keynote live, Adobe's keynote. It should be really, really good. I know some of the stuff that Adobe's showing tomorrow is going to be pretty cool. And I have a presentation as well tomorrow. But I want to thank our crew, Christina, and all of our video crew who do such a great job. It's a ton of work. And of course, on the camera, it's Magic Juan. Go follow him on Instagram.
_
Yeah,
Juan
Juan.
Alfonso.
Thanks to Mike and Ron and Jason, the Dark Request.
He's over on Instagram as
He's on Instagram as the digital surgeon doing weird stuff to people. Kaylee, thank you very
Of
much
course,
for joining
I'm so
us.
happy to be here.
And where can people go learn more about you?
Oh, find me on Instagram at Dog Breath Photo. Oh, that's wrong.
That's wrong. Don't go there.
That's not that at all. It's Dog Breath Photography.
Yes, Dog
That's
Breath
fine.
Photography.
You'll find me either way. Just keep your eyes out. And
Just Google it.
dogbreathphoto.com.
Look, if you're in your stream and you see an incredible dog photo, you go, who took
you
that?
go.
That's probably her.
Oh, geez, guys.
Anyway,
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kaylee. Great to have you here. It's an honor to have you teaching at Photoshop World. Erik, I'm glad you didn't go to jail.
Myself included.
I second that.
I see Kathy over there.
There's Kathy.
And anyway, thanks very much, guys, and we'll catch you next Wednesday on the grid.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.